Welcome to episode 16. So sometimes when you're out busking, you have people who try and steal from you. This doesn't happen too often, but it is something that does happen occasionally. You try and be on the ball and watch out for it and have techniques in place to stop it from occurring, but you can't always control everything. And I have been stolen from a number of times. So the first time I was stolen from was almost a year after I started busking. So, that goes to show I was performing for almost a full year before anyone stole anything from me. Here's the Facebook post I wrote about that night. September 3rd, 2011. So last night was an interesting one. The first time someone attempted to steal money from my busking case. Not very nice. But I had a great crowd and they all stepped in and he gave it back. Who knows if it was all of it though. I find it difficult with my busking setup to actually see what's happening in my case. And I just have to sort of be wary of people who I think might try. But not everyone looks like a thief, They don't look like they're going to try and steal from you, like this one instance when I was playing at the Adelaide railway station. And I'll show you a little clip because I was actually filming that day. And I couldn't be 100% sure that he'd done that until I reviewed the footage, but I thought I'd seen him come away with some coins in his hand. Like he'd gone to pretend to put down and he picked up and he walked off. And you can see that I actually glared because I was like, I think he just stole from me. And I was right. So, it can happen in broad daylight when there's humongous amounts of people around. In fact, it's probably easier for some thieves, depending on the situation. Obviously, if everyone's intently staring at you, that's probably not the best. But if they're all minding their own business and you're in a crowded place, it's going to be really quite simple. I remember one year I was playing on New Year's Eve and I was standing up and singing along to a backing track at the time when this young boy comes up, grabs money and goes to run off. Well, I was already stood up, so I threw the microphone into my busking case and ran after him and basically got him in a grip and said, "You give me that money back." He is a regular around the mall in a group of friends who are always in trouble with things, and I feel like they kind of do it to test what they can get away with more than that they actually really need it. And yeah, I got my money back. I do love kids, honestly, but in this instance, I'm just a big believer in you don't steal from people. So when people do it to me, I'm really offended, and I probably don't act as, I usually would if someone treated me with respect. So when I'm busking, I'm really dedicated to playing the songs in full, finishing them, and trying to make as few mistakes as possible. So when someone comes up that's a bit iffy and I'm worried about them stealing from me, if they do the whole pretend to put down thing and I have doubt, I will continue the song and finish it and they've already walked away and, taken off with some of the money. But sometimes if they seem like the type and they sort of lean down to go into the case and it looks like they're going to pick up, I actually get my foot ready to kick down the top of my busking case so it would land on their fingers. Behind my piano, it's not the quickest to be able to get up and, sprint after someone. So for me, this is just there's someone a bit dodgy coming up. I'll just get my foot ready just to make sure in case they're going to steal from me, I will just kick that case shut and hopefully that will cause enough of a scene that they won't end up stealing from me and people might notice and, it's like a bit of a cry for help. Unfortunately, if they weren't trying to steal from me, I've just hurt them by accident, kind of. And that's not very cool, but it's really the only way that I have to stop someone from stealing from me. So it's kind of out of your control in a way, and that's my little way of feeling like I have just a little bit of control over the situation. One thing I recommend is frequently gathering up your earnings, taking out your notes, and if you've got a lot of coins, some of your coins as well, just so that there's less in your actual case for someone to come along and take. And when you work so hard for that money, it's really, really frustrating if someone tries to steal from you and takes away your hard-earned earnings. So that's all from me. If you're a busker, watch your earnings. You deserve every cent that you make. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next installment of this series. Bye.